Don't stop, go get it, get it.
Hi and welcome to You're Not Allowed to Say the S3E2 Heartstopper Cross Young Rules podcast. I'm the host Luke and I'm joined by the yellow and blue crew tonight. That's Indigo Jackson. What's good in your life?
Nothing. No, there are some good things going on. Such as, you know.
I just think like the world should be peace, and so countries such as.
Right, and I'm getting older and my body's changing. That's not something I want to apologise for.
Your beard's going quite ginger, isn't it?
Yeah, it does in the summer.
In summer!
Yeah, in the summer, and when I trim it, it catches the light and goes quite ginger.
Anyway, what's good in your life?
Well, I'm still in assessment season, but there's only 1 week left.
It's assessment season!
So I'll be done soon. I've got one assessment left to do.
Which one?
My theory. So I've done my big one, and I did my elective, because those didn't feel as difficult, but this one feels really difficult, so...
It's just that last hurdle.
Yeah.
That last hurdle.
So yeah, but I'm only working this weekend, so I've got the weekdays to get it done.
Get it done.
Obviously, my plan's done. I just need to write it up and do all the academic side of it. And I don't want to. I don't want to do it.
Yes, you do.
Oh no.
Yeah, you do, because you want a degree.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of me going.
It is, really. It'd be
Yeah.
an awful waste of money if you didn't get one.
Yeah. And obviously, when I'm not doing that, I'm listening to the Shrek soundtrack, trying to find appropriate backing tracks that I can use that are going to match what I'm going to be using in 6 months' time, and trying to find vocals that are accurate. It's a lot. When you don't read sheet music, it's very difficult. I'm struggling with that as well.
So, dare I ask, have you binge-watched to the end of Young Royals Season 3?
No.
Unacceptable.
I just don't have time.
That's a lie. I shan't believe it.
Well, believe it, baby.
I shan't. Guess what I drove past today that I didn't realise was relatively local to us, but got excited.
What?
Guess. You'll never guess. Guess.
Sainsbury's.
No. Well, I mean, I did, but that's not what I'm thinking of. That wasn't a guess.
I think it was, and
No,
I think it was correct.
You still got 2 guesses.
Oh, I've got 2 guesses. Okay.
Yeah, you got 2 guesses because you've had one, because it's 3 guesses. You had one.
Your mum's house.
No, I didn't actually. No, you got 1 guess left.
The home of Jonathan Bailey.
If only. No, the National Cat Centre.
When was I ever going to guess that? That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah, Cats Protection National Cat Centre. Apparently it's quite near us. It's quite near Forest Row, actually.
Oh.
Because that's where I went today for work. National Cat Centre.
That's incredible.
I really wanted to... I was like, oh, I've got to get to a meeting thing, but I'd quite like to just pop in and see the cats. I wonder if you can visit. You must be able to just pop in and see the cats.
I don't know. I can't say that I've ever looked into the National Cat Centre personally.
Do you mean personally? No, I didn't like that, sorry. No.
Wow.
Yeah, don't like that.
Yeah, thanks for that.
You're welcome. Yeah, so maybe we should go sometime then. See the cats. Memory, I let me... Who? No. I'm really tired. It's the last week of term and I've just got to get through it. Today was one hell of a day, but we don't need to worry about that. I know hell of a day. We've talked about this before, haven't we?
Yeah.
I'm going to be on a show with Crystal from Drag Race Season 1 UK. Race UK Season 1.
That's really cool.
That is cool. Bringing my total number of Drag Race UK performers that I've been on shows with to 2. Well, it will when I've done it. That's cool.
That's very cool.
It's 2 more than you've been on shows with.
Technically not true. Because I've done shows with Anubis Finch and Taylor Mongardi.
No, lies.
So-
No, but I'm talking about post-Drag Race.
Well, you didn't specify that, did
Yeah,
you?
but we all knew what we meant, didn't I? Anyway.
Oh, I had something I wanted to plug. It's a research book that's just come out by an influencer named Max Hovey, who I follow. His book has come out today. It's called No Fats, No Femmes.
I'm interested.
And it's like it's an educational, conversational book about queer culture. And I'm really, I'm not a reader. but I am very interested in reading this.
I feel like you read me every week.
And it's whatever. It's like a collaborative book with different researchers coming in, so it's almost like it's an academic source that you can use as well. And it's come out today, and if you're able to, I think you should give it a listen or give it a read. I don't know if it's on audiobook straight away, but the physical copies are available now.
I need to check it out. If you need someone to read it as an audiobook, I'm available.
He'd probably do it himself, to be fair. He's quite local to us as well. He's somewhere in East Sussex. I'm not sure where, though.
Could he be at the National Cat Centre?
I think so.
That's probably where he is. Oh! That happened this weekend, didn't it?
What?
Eurovision.
Yes, it did.
How was that in your household?
Can I be honest?
Yeah, be honest.
Obviously, Eurovision's not my thing, particularly. I watch it for Tyler's benefit. But I don't like the person he becomes during Eurovision.
That's why I don't want to watch Eurovision at yours.
I'm waiting on everybody hand and foot while he's just engrossed and has absolutely no peripheral of anything going on around him. And it angered me to a point where I had to take myself out the room and cool off. So that was great. And it goes on for so long.
Yeah, it was long. It's 4 hours.
And I also don't know how I feel about Eurovision just morally right now.
Same, but I just couldn't resist.
That's fine. I mean, I did enjoy some of the songs. I was rooting for Finland, personally.
Finland!
Yeah, because I thought that number was so, like, whoa.
My favourite was Romania.
Sorry. I'll show you in a bit.
Okay. My favourite was Romania. Rocky, operatic, dark, poppy.
It was very good.
I was into that. That was my favourite. Then my joint second favourites were Australia because, hello, Delta Goodrem. God, I love that woman. And also, my other joint second favourite was Croatia. Those were the girls that were dressed like, with all the sort of runes painted on their faces.
Oh, yes, they look like
they're really like pagan-y, gothic.
Yeah, they look like that episode of Doctor Who where there's a bunch of girls worshipping Mount Vesuvius.
I don't know, I have not watched
the Pompeii
it.
episode.
That means nothing to me.
People will know what I mean.
I'm sure they will. But yeah, Delta and Croatia are my joint second favourites. And then Bulgaria was my one after that. And they ended up winning. And I was like, good, because that was a really good, catchy song.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, let's get into the reason we are here to talk, which is the second half of Young Royals, Season 3, Episode 2. If you haven't been watching, what you're doing, get on it, then come back to us, because we're going to spoil everything. What has happened so far in this episode? I'd say generally Villa and Vilmon are just living their best lives, being cute together, suffering from the fact that Hilishka has got all these curfews and stuff, but hey, that is what it is. In fact, everyone at Hilishka is suffering with that. Hilishka stuff is still all in the news. Everyone's still blaming Villa. Nils and August have been talking about the realities of what they've experienced and how it's not a lot of fun. The vibe is just generally off. Vanessa, the sort of interim principal, is trying to get everything on the straight and narrow, and doing that by taking interviews and also preparing kids for being questioned by inspectors and pushing the diversity. How handy they've got one person of colour that goes to the school that happens to have been picked. Sarah is still living at her dad's and is learning to drive. Oh, Villa has joined the choir, and that's hilarious for us all.
It is.
And August has been having a bit of a breakdown and then tried calling Sarah, but then didn't speak to her, just breathed down the phone at her because it's a bit weird. And there's a noisy dog downstairs, so if you hear what sounds like a dog, it isn't actually Indigo this time. Perfect timing. It's an actual dog. So let's get into it. It's a new day in the workroom. They're at the lockers. Vincent and Neil are discussing the new principal. I can confirm that contrary to what they're saying, she isn't mid, actually. She's a supermodel. And also, boys are gross. I really thought you'd have something to say on that.
She said everything that needs to be said. Do I detect a lie?
I don't think so.
No, exactly.
The boys go for coffee and August spots Simma, who's wearing purple. Mm-hmm. being left alone as Villa heads off somewhere. So he goes over and then starts to talk to him. But Simmer looks so shocked that August dares approach him that he kind of clams up and is like, But he eventually manages to spit out that he wants to know how Sarah is doing. But he's very sheepish about it. I was like, God, you got a lot of front going to talk to Simmer after everything that's happened.
I thought that too. But I think it's a testament to how much he cares for her. Like, it's clearly, like, eating him up that he doesn't know how she is.
Good. He deserves to suffer a
He
bit.
does, yeah.
Because this isn't, it's not like real pain and suffering, but he deserves to feel some discomfort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Simon gives him the full breakdown of what's been going on and then also gives him both barrels about how it's basically his fault. And then it's like, she's in a terrible place, she's lost her family all because of you. But then also, Simmer, you did actively reject her. And presumably you've not gone to make things right. So, can he throw it all at August in that way?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, August is deplorable, let's be real. He's gotten off quite lightly, all things considered, so far, you know?
Yeah. Villa comes back to see what August wanted, and then he goes after August and reminds him that they had a deal to stay away from each other. He is not to talk to Simmer or Sarah. And August is like, well, you can't tell me who I can or can't talk to. And Villa's like, I can actually. And then August pushes back, saying, you're not the king yet. And then Villa pushes him, and then it all kicks off and they get into a scrap. And the song Bring It On by Alright, lock in for this. By Nathaniel Freeman, Vanda, Bernadeau, Taylor McCoy, Adam Malka, David Lasman and Russell Howard, not that one, plays over the top. What did you think of that little fight?
Cringe. The fight was... what's the word I'm looking for?
Bad.
It didn't feel aggressive enough, considering the stakes.
Yeah, I mean, they are just silly boys.
Yeah. I mean, they were kind of just antagonising each other, weren't they? And I'm surprised they've not fought more. Like, I thought about that as well. I was like, is this the first, like, scrap they've had? Sure, Wilhelm has held a gun to his head, but they didn't fight.
No, and considering we were introduced to Villa getting into a fight.
Yeah.
They both end up in the psychiatrist's office. Boris. They're trying to claim it was a mock fight, which of course nobody believes.
Yeah. I went, oh, sure.
We're always just pretending to fight in the library, throwing each other around in the library all the time. Says me, who's a wrestler. And always pretending to fight. Boris says it's not just the school concerned, but also the royal court, so they have to attend weekly mediation talks with him. They protest, but it's already been decided, so there. Boris says that they seemed close before, and I was like, did they? When?
Before what? Hitting puberty?
When did they seem close before? I seem to remember when Villa turned up, he was instantly sort of off with August, because August was trying to be Bezzy mates with Eric.
Yeah.
Have I misremembered?
No, I don't think you have. I think it's just the public perception versus the reality.
I just can't think of any time, though, when they publicly portrayed a close relationship.
No, but I suppose that's the influence of the royal family.
Maybe. But he does say that they also both had a close relationship with Eric, and that is true. That did happen. They then get into it about whether each one of them actually knew him, which is particularly triggering for Villa, who ends up back in his room reflecting with the broken snow globe and just generally getting a bit cross.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting what August said to him in that moment as well, that you knew nothing, because they keep alluding to something about Eric that we don't know. And I want to know what it is. How gay was he, really?
I'll tell you later. We're back to Simon's. He's got some post. It turns out it's a leaflet about Christianity and the misquoting of Leviticus that they love to do.
We want to talk about out-of-touch moments. I feel like this fits the criteria quite well.
Yeah.
Why?
Do you know what the worst bit about this was? Comic Sans. Don't tell me I'm going to hell in Comic Sans. How dare you?
Jail time for that. But it goes to show that religious people prey on those who they portray as vulnerable.
Oh, they prey on all kinds of things.
It just makes me...
Part of being religious.
Please. No, but they do. They target vulnerable people.
That's
how they recruit.
Only the bad religious people.
That's unfortunately quite a high percentage, I would say, from what we're exposed to.
It's often the most proactive. It's like racists in our country at the moment. They're actually a very small percentage, but they're just so noticeable. It feels like they're everyone.
Yes. But anyway, sorry, carry on.
But yes, back to this leaflet. Yeah, so let's also remember, when we're talking about the fact they're preying on vulnerable people, that this is a child.
Mm-hmm.
He's 16 years old. He's a child. It's just wild to me that someone thinks it's okay to send that to a child. Just hate speech to a child, under any context. At least it inspires him to write a song, which it feels lightly plagiarises a song by Elias, which has already featured on this show, but let's not dwell on that too much, because it is quite pretty. And I was just listening to it. Pretty. It's quite pretty, actually. And I was listening to it thinking, gosh, I wonder who this could be about. Such an enigma, that someone. He then decides to post it on socials, which is obviously going to help with all those people calling him an attention seeker and stuff, isn't it?
Absolutely. But it's sad because he's just trying to share his art and his process. It's not that deep, but I kind of want to shake him a little bit and be like, you're a part of something that is so much bigger than yourself right now. You need to think. Use your brain. You can't just do that stuff.
Yeah. We'll revisit this a little later on.
Yeah, but I just thought it instantly.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that was a bad idea.
Yes. He spirals around his room, picks up a purple tea, puts it down again, looks at his phone. Sees lots of positive messages, to be fair, including one that says, "Revolution, baby," which the Royal Court are just bound to love. But, oh well, at least he's happy, I guess. We are back at school, and a stylish man drops off a message for the Crown Prince. And I'm like, well, that's obviously going to be about the song, which was obviously a bad move. And Simon's obviously going to have a positive response to being asked to address it. So Villa calls Simmer. He's wearing a purple hoodie, and he has a difficult conversation with him. He says he needs to be... I feel that he needs to be a little bit more forthright with what he says. I get that he's young and he's trying not to hurt anyone, but he needs to just be a bit more like, look, this is it. And Simmer needs to listen a little more and understand what he's actually doing. And again, I get it, we're all young, but he's just not seeing past his own agenda. And it's frustrating because he's been a silly Billy. And Villa is, bless him, trying to handle it the best way that he can. He knows that if he's any firmer with it, then Simmer's just going to throw his toys out the pram. But he does need to be firm with it. He can't.
Yeah, you don't really have
really
the time. And with the added context of his mum being out of action, for lack of a better term, ill, he doesn't have the time to... Can I say pussyfoot around it?
Yes.
He doesn't have the time to pussyfoot around it. Yeah, I agree with you.
Because actually, if he just said, look, this has got to be a hard no, then the message is clear. I think the problem is he's making it sound like, oh, I'd rather you didn't.
Yeah, it's that thing
You
when
simply can't.
But it's interesting because when you get in a relationship and it gets to that point where you feel like you have to stop pretending that everything they do is cool and great, and it's like that when you first sort of break that wall. That's sort of how everybody approaches it. So I kind of get it, because you don't want to, if you switch like that, it could be quite off-putting. So you've got to ease your way into it, but
especially
there's a different kind of context again.
But especially when Simmer has proven himself to be quite sensitive about it, like when he couldn't sing his song with the choir.
I just want to sing.
Villa does finally get direct about the fact that everything Simmer does reflects on both them as a couple and the royal family, so he's not just free to do as he pleases anymore. And predictably, Simmer isn't taking it well. Linda's opening a letter. Simmer asks if it's another threatening letter, but no, it's actually from Hildeshka and it's for Sarah. Simmer's quite dismissive, but Linda reminds him that he does actually care about Sarah, even if he's angry.
Way to flip the script there a little bit, though, Linda. Wasn't it just one episode ago where you were acting like this?
Maybe.
Like I just thought, shut up, Linda. Just she angers me.
She's just trying to be a really good mum. That's all she's been trying to do the whole time.
Right. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. Am I in Crazy Town? Because I heard that and I went, hold on. He's literally doing exactly what you did. You showed him that it was okay to talk about her like that. Don't flip it around now. Lead by example, Linda.
He's then just very clear that he's actually done caring about Sarah. So that's that. We go to Sarah, who's at her dad's, rejecting a phone call from her mum. Turns out she's going to lose her place at Hildeshka if she doesn't go back next week. And mum wants her to move back home. She's like, well, I'm not gonna speak to mum. You've told me now. can you just report back that I'm staying at yours tonight and that's that? So he's like, did you hear that? And then he goes off to continue the call in the kitchen, and it sounds quite fractious.
It does a little bit, doesn't it?
It's fractious. So Sarah dons her headphones to listen to Set Me Free by Nicolas Boscovic, which is a bloomin' lovely song. And I liked it. We go back to Hilishka, and the girls are talking about the hike and how they're going to turn it into a rave. They've got loads of lights, so they're just going to get loads of lights and turn it into a rave. How exciting.
Oh my gosh.
Meanwhile, Felice is freaking out about the interview. They're all quite jealous, well, especially Frederica is quite jealous that she gets to speak up for herself while they just have to sort of put up with everything, and that she'll get to defend them and she'll get to defend Hilishka. But Felice, meanwhile, sees that kind of everything that's being reported is kind of true, and that it's all kind of not okay, actually.
Which is such a wild concept, apparently. To
Frederica says, well, they haven't suffered much. They've just had to be dinner monitors and do jobs for third years.
You could tell where this conversation was going straight away. As soon as she said that, I was like, where have I heard this before? Well, we haven't experienced anything, therefore everyone else is exaggerating. It's like a very on-the-nose sort of metaphor for... I don't want to be so blunt about it, but that's the white people mentality. Cis straight white people, that's how they speak about anything that they're not knowledgeable on.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I didn't quite think of it in that context.
It reminded me of the BLM 2020 sort of the height of that.
Okay.
When everyone was saying, oh, but it's not that bad now. Like, I don't hear about anything really going on anymore. And I was like, you don't, because you're protected. You're not in that world. Whereas in this scenario, Felice has a different experience to what these girls are insinuating is the reality for everyone. Maybe I looked at it too deep. There was a lot of parallels that I was picking up on.
I just don't think we've got to that bit quite yet.
No, I'm just saying that she said that, and I went, I know where this is going.
Oh, okay.
I made the assumption. Sorry.
Okay. Because at the moment, Maddie's looking at the seriousness of the stuff that happened at the initiations and being like, okay, but this happened and that's bad. And then Felice starts talking about the fact that it's not just like, oh, we had to be a dinner monitor, but that it's actually about hierarchy and peer pressure. Frederica gets a bit pressed that people are speaking up after things have already happened and not in the moment. And it's like, you need to realise sometimes when you're in it, it's not that easy to see what's happening, and it's certainly not that easy to speak out about what's happening. Sometimes you need the courage of other voices lifting you up to be able to put your thoughts out there in a wider context, Frederica. So it's not as simple as just going, oh, you should have said something at the time. That's not how that works. And then Felice brings up, and this is what we clocked I clocked, actually. Way back when, the thing where Felice... Was it in season 1 or season 2? I feel like it might have been back in season 1, where she got asked to tie up her hair and no one else did. And I went, isn't it interesting that the girl with the lovely wavy afro hair is being asked to tie it up and no one else is? And then I was like, but am I going too deep? Am I reading too much into that? Now, I feel like it's giving the writers an awful lot of credit to assume that they had put that brief moment in back then to pay off now.
No, it was probably something that was discussed in the fandom, and maybe they thought we can use that later.
Maybe. Or maybe they did genuinely think... If they did, that's good. That's good paying off.
Yeah.
Either way, it's nice that we get that little full circle moment and that acknowledgement that if we'd spotted signs, that we weren't just jumping to conclusions. She talks about how it's not easy to be a minority such as the only black girl in the class, and the fact that she finds it hard to vocalise that amongst her friends is really telling of the whole environment that they're in. I mean, it's not a stretch to say that elitist environments like this are historically built on systematic oppression of other people in whatever form, whether it's oppression through social status, hierarchy, power, money, influence, to more historical, serious oppressions to do with race and gender. It still remains inescapable in these spaces, and it's such a shame. But the more people speak out about it, historic or otherwise, the more things will be likely to improve. Obviously, after she brings that up, nobody's really got a lot to say. Stella tries to bring a little bit of positive out of it, but kind of misses the point entirely.
Yeah,
and it's kind of awkward.
I thought the silence was really powerful because they didn't know what to say, and then her response was like, they also didn't understand what she was saying.
No.
As someone who tries to have the fat conversation with people a lot, I was like, yeah, that is, yep. And they literally say, no, you're beautiful. And you're like, I didn't say I wasn't.
Yeah.
You just said that, though, with what you've just said. It was, it's so tone deaf. And it's almost like let's just put a plaster on that. Yeah, let's just cover that up for a second.
It's that kind of attitude of, well, I know a black person, so I definitely can't be racist, and I must be really liberal and not care and not part of the systemic oppression of peoples, when it's like, no, it can't just be that you are friends with a black person. It needs to, it goes back to what we've talked about so many times. It needs to be a little bit more active and engaged than that. You can't just go, I've got black friends, so it's fine. It's like, if you haven't for a single second considered what it might be like in that other person's shoes, if you haven't for a single second questioned things that are going on, and let alone stood up and spoken out and actively tried to make a change, then no, that isn't enough, quite frankly. And I think maybe I don't know if they are realising that, or if they just haven't got a clue what to do. And it's a bit like,
I think...
I'm so out of touch with it, I just don't know what to say or do.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think they just didn't know. And I don't think they quite understand.
We've got another song, I'm a Queen by Dustin Earl Brown, Danielle Elisa Poppet, and Earl Mac Brown Jr. They're all heading off for the hike. They're all looking hyped. They're hiked and hyped. No, didn't quite work. There are lots of cute moments between Villa. I said Villa's in yellow, but I think it must be Simma that's in yellow. There are lots of cute moments between Vilmon. Simma's in yellow. And they get to a point, they stop it on the shores of the lake, and the teacher says, girls with girls, boys with boys in the tents. And then Henry, trust it to be Henry brings up the gay thing. Oh, this goes back to a conversation we had about a trip to Paris in Heartstopper, doesn't it?
Yes.
Maddie brings up the non-binary thing. Thanks for speaking out for our non-binary friends. But honestly, what is the right answer? Because I do understand where people come from, especially when it comes to kids and teenagers, in terms of boys with boys, girls with girls. I do get where that comes from. But also, I'm very much in the camp of, there are people that don't just identify in that way. And I'm very much in the camp of, it does seem a bit unfair that me and my boyfriend could share a room when we went to New York, but no other boyfriends and girlfriend, no straight couples could share rooms. And I know there's not a risk of anyone getting pregnant, but do you know what I mean? It is a bit like, huh? But I don't really know what the answer is from a safeguarding point of view. The problem is, boys, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Boys.
Yeah, because from a safeguarding point of view, and you probably can trust the majority of them, but you can't take the risk.
No.
So what is the answer?
I don't know, and I felt very sorry for this teacher at this moment. I think the best thing you can do is say no couples and just leave it at that. Or just let people do what they want, who cares? You can't stop kids doing it if that's what you're worried about. Do you know what I mean?
No, but if you're the teacher and something happens, you're responsible. You're in loco parentis.
Ooh.
And that could be the end of your career just because two stupid teenagers did something stupid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's difficult.
I don't think there's a right way of doing it.
I don't have the perfect answer.
No.
The best solution I've got is girls with girls, boys with boys. Even though there's something fundamentally that doesn't sit right with me.
See, if you knew everybody's sexual preference, as it were, I'd be like, one straight man, one straight woman, one gay man, one gay woman, because they're not going to want to with each other right there, you know?
I think you underestimate straight teenage boys.
I don't know. There's an element of trust in there as well. You've got to let kids make their own choices. I don't know. It's too much.
Again, element of trust, sure. But what if it costs you your career? It's so difficult. The teacher kind of throws his toys out of the pram and tells them just to sort it out, or he's going to have to pick them all at random. And Simma suggests that he and Villa maybe shouldn't share a tent then, because everyone thinks that they're just going to have sex and no guy's even going to want to share with them anyway. I'm like, well, yeah, obviously everyone's going to think that.
Are you saying you wouldn't?
And then Felice asks if she can share with Vilmon. What did you think about Frederica's response? She seemed a bit like, what? And then made a comment about as long as he's happy. What was that about?
I don't know. Either she knows that they kissed or she's thinking about the fact that she used to have a crush on Villa, maybe. I didn't deep that one too much, to be fair.
Everyone knows that they kissed.
Do
It was
they?
big news, remember? Yeah, because remember Simon got all upset about it.
Oh, yes. Oh, I do remember now. Yeah, I would assume that's what it was. Just like, oh, that's the weirdest threesome I've ever seen.
Another song, I Do, by JANA. They're all setting up camp. Vilmon are snatching every romantic cliche that they possibly can. And they really are going to town with all the lights and stuff. I was like, I need to get this for when I do my annual camping trip with my friends. It's great. It was one of those things though where I looked at it, I was like, I don't believe that all of these lights are battery powered. I think that there's something Hollywood going on here. I smell a rat.
I smell a stunt.
Then all of a sudden, voices emerge from the darkness. And it's Rosh, Ayub and their schoolmates. What was your big response when you saw that it was them?
I was like, why are you here? I was like, this is a school trip. Surely there are rules against you being here right now.
But they're just in the woods, isn't it?
I guess. I just thought it was weird. I don't
woods,
know.
Morlin is suddenly there. Finally, she's hot on the protection of Villa. I'd completely forgotten about her at this point. And then she was just there, like, stop. And I'm like, oh, you're actually going to do something now to try and protect the Crown Prince.
To be fair, they were headed straight for him. If she hadn't have stepped in, it would have been a bit like, why have you been hired again?
Simmer claims they're having a rave, and Ayub took the words right out of my mouth when he was like, where's the music? Where's the dancing? This isn't a rave. That's not a rave. It's just lights and trees.
Yeah.
So then they decide that they're going to put some music on, and it's Extreme Clubbing by Jean-Francois Berger, and it really kicks off. And I was like, where's the teacher now? Is he just okay with this? Having a rave in the woods? Are we alright with that? Not sure I'd be alright with that if I were the teacher.
Not sure I'd care. As long as there's no alcohol, I feel like I wouldn't care.
I'd want to go to bed. We're not supposed to be doing a hike.
Kids bounce back.
But teachers don't.
Some do.
And also, how did they get a smoke machine in the woods? Did you notice the smoke?
No, I didn't, actually.
There was smoke. They had a smoke machine.
In the woods.
Yeah. Battery powered, presumably. It was all a bit much.
That's a bit random.
Stella and Roche start to get close with each other whilst Frederica is just looking on. And I was trying to remember where we were with the Stella and Frederica situation, because I know that we talked about it in our queer baiting episode because it had been like mentioned and then completely ignored. Stella was the one that secretly fancied Frederica and then was like, I'm not going to do anything about it, isn't she?
Yes.
They made out at the party, but that was before the Valentine's thing. And then there's been nothing since. There's been absolutely no indication that Frederica is into Stella, as far as I can remember, since then, has there?
I don't think so, no. It was sort of hinted at and then dropped completely.
So it's a bit strange. The Heliska girls head off for a little comfort break, and Frederica brings up the rush of it all. She's clearly mad jealous because Stella might actually be into Roche, but has she got a right to be jealous? I feel like maybe we should all just have been honest about our feelings at some point.
Nah.
Okay. Then they're all starting to chill out a bit. Ayub and Roche are hanging with the Hiliska kids, and as they're talking, the differences in their lives is becoming quite apparent. Frederica is using it as an opportunity to disrupt the Roche and Stella situation. And Villa's trying to break the awkwardness by bringing up the fact that he's going to be working this summer and explains the Crown Prince school stuff and says that it's just like the fact that Roche is going to be coaching a kids' football team. What did you think about Villa joining in with the conversation in that way?
Again, this was a scene I didn't pay too much attention to because it was boring. Oh, sorry. I thought this whole bit was boring, but so I didn't have many thoughts. But I don't know. I just thought he was just trying to get himself involved.
I thought he came across really well. I thought he looked like he was really making an effort with Simon's friends. Because, like, it must actually be really difficult being there when your worlds are so different. And I thought he was doing a really good job of trying to, like, level it a bit in a way that didn't like put anyone down, or in a way that didn't actively go about trying to highlight the differences between their worlds. I thought there was something to it that reminded me of our royal family when they go out into the public and they have conversations.
Yeah, it was kind of like that.
And
yeah.
it was very kind of trained and conscious and like, yes, while also at the same time you're like, but beneath it all we know our worlds are very different.
Yeah. It seems like he is realising he needs to step up in that regard as well.
Yeah, but that's it. I don't think that's malicious. I think he genuinely was like trying his best, and I think he was doing the best he could have done. I felt quite proud of him, actually. I thought he did a good job. Yes, because that's like the professional royal that he needs to become, isn't it? But also at the same time, it's just, when you take that side out of it, it is also just like that relatable, you're meeting your new partner's friends who you wouldn't necessarily be friends with or talk to in any other circumstance, and who are probably from a really different background to you, and you're just trying to find a way to like connect with them. It's like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then it kind of kicks off. There's a ruckus as Morlin is trying to deal with a kid who's obviously not used to life around the Crown Prince and not being able to film stuff and take photos of things. And it was really interesting at that point then, the differences were highlighted again. Because like the Hillisker kids clearly know the score. Like,
yeah,
when Villa's around, you just can't, because like he's the Crown Prince and we all know that because he's part of our world and we're part of his world. Whereas the Maryberg kids are like, oh, my civil liberties are being impinged on because I can't take a picture of my friends. It's like, well, no, because like the Crown Prince is there. Like, you do just have to be, and it's not even necessarily a royal thing. It's the same with anybody who's in the public eye. Like, you just have to be aware and sensitive, because it's not fair to put people's lives out there when they're going to be scrutinised.
Yeah, it's this, but to say it infringes on your civil liberties is a little bit of a stretch. Like, everyone has the right to not be in a picture. So,
because even if I was in a certain situation and someone took a picture of me, I might have to be like, can you please not put that on social media because of what my job is? You know, not that I'm going to be out there doing anything like madly incriminating, but I have to be mindful of what could be seen.
Yeah.
And this is someone who's in the public eye and in a really difficult position. So, I get it. Again, you're a teenager. You can't think past your own agenda, but sometimes you're going to have to, guys. The teacher breaks up the party. Everyone disperses. Vilmon are left alone. We're back in the tent. And then Simma is upset with Villa because he let them all hang out and it wasn't the right time for everyone to meet. And I kind of feel like he'd have been furious if Villa had told them to go away. So Villa tried his best, and now Simma's unhappy about the fact he tried his best. I don't think Villa could have...
Simma's just not grasping who his boyfriend is, and it's really starting to irk me.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the disconnect is here. Your boyfriend is the Crown Prince. There are rules, and there's reasons for their... They're not just there for no reason. It's not just because I'm too good to be in a picture. It's that now you have to protect the royal image, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because anything can be taken, it can be misconstrued, sold to the tabloids, which you've literally experienced already in the worst way. So why are you not more understanding now? Like, have you not learned?
I just don't get I don't really understand what he was cross about in this situation. It was his friends that approached them.
Yeah.
And Villa welcomed them in.
Yeah.
Why is he cross about the fact that he welcomed them in? What was he going to do? Say, sorry, mate, you're not allowed to hang out here? Would Simma have been like, great, you told my friends to F off?
I think he's also...
Thank you.
I think he's mad about the phone conversation as well, and he's lashing out a little bit.
Yeah. Because he doesn't even just leave it there. He then goes on to say that he's unhappy that Villa said that he's going to work this summer as if it's the same as Roche, which seems really unreasonable. Yeah, obviously, the contexts are different, but again, Villa was finding a commonality in what they were doing to try and forge a connection. That's really decent socialising. That's how that works.
Yeah.
You know, again, what was Villa going to do? Say, gosh, I can't even imagine what it's like. I live in a palace. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gosh, you have to coach football to children. How awful. I'm going to be at the palace, being the crown prince. Oh, like, Simmer, again, would have been furious if it'd been like that. He was just, I think Villa did everything right, and I feel quite bad for him in this situation.
Yeah, it feels like Simon always has a bit of resentment about something.
He got a chip on his shoulder.
He does, I think. He's mad at everything, so...
Yes, and that becomes really apparent when he starts laying into the fact that they've always had to work to afford things whilst Villa gets it all for free.
I agree that with the sentiment of what he's saying there, like, our experiences are not the same. Because they're not, but Willem wasn't saying that they were. He was just trying to find common ground.
Yeah, and also it's not... And I know this is possibly a really controversial way of saying it, but it's not Villa's fault that he's in the situation that he's in. Like, at this point, he is a 16-year-old boy. You can't sort of blame him for the fact that he was born into this privilege and is in such a role that such a position that he can't just necessarily shun it all, even though that's what he's actually been trying to do this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, he's actively been trying to push back and say, I don't want to live this kind of life. So you can't be cross with the fact that he's living this life that even he acknowledges he doesn't want to be living, quite frankly.
You just want to be like, what are you actually mad about? Let's get to the root of this.
And also, sorry, but you have chosen to have a relationship with him knowing what his situation is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like you fell in love with him while he was pretending to be the pauper and then revealed himself to be the prince. Like, you knew exactly who he was from the moment you met him, so you can't be mad about it.
The whole reason you broke up was because you didn't want to deal with it. You've decided now that you can, just don't...
Yeah.
That, like, you've made this commitment now. You had every opportunity to walk away.
And you've spent 2 seasons... 2 seasons watching Villa actively fight back against this being his life.
Yeah.
And get upset about the fact this is his life.
Yeah.
And now you're getting cross at him, the fact that this is his life, knowing full well that it's out of his control.
Yeah. How long do you expect him to just moan about it? Or do you just want him to be miserable about it? Or do you want him to make the most of it? Because he can't change it, especially not now.
Villa wants to bring the tone down, because people might hear him, which there was a bit of me that when he first did that, I was like...
It was the shushing. Like,
it was the shush. But I do get where he's coming from.
Yeah, again, he's got his royal hat on right now. Like, people are gonna be talking.
Or even just in general, like, you don't want people to hear you having a blazing row with your partner.
Oh, no.
And he's questioning why Simmer is making such an issue out of the differences between them, as am I. And Simmer's like, you don't understand how privileged you are sometimes. Again, I think he does. I think he's very clear that he knows how privileged he is. And that he doesn't necessarily want that. I think he knows very well how different his life is from everybody else's. And he doesn't want that. I think it can be really difficult to look at somebody in a position like that. Because I'm guilty of it. I see people in that position and I'm like, how can you be cross that you have just got everything? When we're all having to work so hard to just get anything. How can you be so cross that you've got everything? And I think it's easy to see when people sort of push back against that. It's easy to look at it and assume that that is them being ungrateful. But sometimes you need to look at it from the point of view of, like, yes, they have all of this stuff, but actually what do we have that they don't have? We have the privilege of freedom. We have the privilege of anonymity. We have the privilege of knowing that everything we've got is on merit and that we've earned. And those are really big things, and it's sometimes really easy to forget that because actually we're all striving for a life that's closer to what they have. It seems really difficult to kind of comprehend that people can understand all the privilege they have but also not want it.
Yeah.
It's a bit paradoxical, and I think Simmer's struggling to comprehend that at this point. But again, I think that's him not seeing past his own agenda.
Yeah, it feels like he's just having a bit of a stroke right now, and that's the extent of it. Well, I'm not getting what I want, and you told me I can't do something, so now I'm just going to sulk about it.
Villa then decides to casually drop in the fact that he's getting loads of money out of August from the settlement. What did you think of that move?
I feel like there could have been a better time to bring that up. Not when you've just been arguing about financial situation.
I sort of got
But he's
where
done it now.
I
Too
sort of
late.
got where he was coming from. It felt like a bit of a cheap comment, but I understand that he's probably feeling a bit pressed, so he went for the low blow. Wasn't the right move, but I kind of get why he made it. I probably would have made the same
I think I would have too.
because I'm a little bee.
Yeah, earned all that money, did you?
Felice comes in, she's happy, so that's good. She's having a lovely
I
time.
literally went, oh, thank God. This can end.
It puts the argument to an end, and they go to sleep all upsetty with each other.
Upsetty spaghetti.
And then, this was a lovely song, Fall in Love by River. Fool, F-O-O-L, not fall. Fall in Love by River. Why is it so familiar to me? Did you recognise it?
No.
Oh, I recognised it, and I feel like I didn't recognise it just from Young Royals, but I didn't know what else I would have known it from. I even Googled it, and I couldn't see anything that indicated where I might have known it from, but it's very familiar to me, and I really like it. Villa wakes up early and goes to sit out overlooking the lake, and he gets a phone call from his dad. Oh, things aren't good with the Queen. Villa instantly goes to blame himself. The dad did some good dadding here. I've got to give him credit. Well done, Duke. He says she's just very, very sad, but then is like she's going to have to take some time off. And if she's taking time off, you're going to need to be strong, and you're going to need to be ready. And it's like, okay, we might have some big stuff coming up.
Yeah.
And then that's the end of the episode.
In my head, I'm like, is she going to die?
Why would she die?
I don't know, but sometimes if it's that bad, like, you never know what people are going to do.
Oh, I see, yeah, sure.
What?
She's just very, very sad.
And that is sad.
It is sad. Grief is a difficult thing. Brains are a difficult thing. What do you foresee for the rest of this season at this point?
I imagine the tension between Simma and Wilhelm is going to grow. It's going to come to a climax and it will either make or break them. I expect August to finally get his comeuppance, or he's going to have the perfect redemption story and end up with Sarah. But I hope that doesn't happen because they are terrible for each other. And this is wishful thinking, but I hope Felice becomes the richest person in the world and gets everything she ever wanted.
She's going to become the queen, the next queen.
Oh,
That would be good.
I'd love that.
Well, let's see, shall we? We'll have to wait and see. For now, we've got to wrap up this conversation in the usual manner. We've got to the end of the episode, so we need some best lines, some moot to mows, some moments of crowning glory, and a royal rating, please. Let's start off with your best line.
It was just a throwaway line at the very beginning of the episode. It's just when they're saying goodbye to each other on the phone. Oh no, not the very beginning. It's after Villa has just told Simon about he can't be posting stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't want to end the conversation badly, so he goes, kiss, sleep tight.
Oh,
I really liked that. There's just a little kiss. I thought it was cute.
Oh, I went for a sweet one as well. Let's all be really cute and sweet about it. Oh.
Alright, don't ruin it.
I went for, I like to listen to you while you're singing.
Oh, no, I hated that.
I knew you
I
would.
did that. If Tyler's ever said that to me, I would have been like, well, I'm never singing for you again. Don't ever come to my shows again.
If I ever hear you singing, that's what I'm going to say. I like to listen to you while you're singing.
Ew.
Beware the judder man, my dear, when the moon is fat. What's your moot to mo? I've got quite a few to pick through.
I have 3.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so maybe
Shall we
you
do
can
2 each?
Yeah, because I think mine are really funny. Do you want me to do mine first? Okay, so if we're picking 2, I've got who's the blonde kiddie from Hilishka?
Vincent?
Vincent?
Or Henry?
Might have been Henry.
Vincent's
the one
the
who turns
bad-
off the TV.
Vincent's the bad one.
Yeah. When he says, our entire graduation's ruined. He said that and I went, is that really your only concern when people are talking about the traumatised experience from your guys' weird cult thing that you got going on?
Yes, of course that is.
I just thought, why is that your first thought? And I didn't, that made me giggle when I thought about it. But also, August memorising Sarah's phone number.
Yeah.
Because nobody does that, especially not in this decade. That's not real. That's fake news, quite frankly. And then my honourable mention was the Jesus flyer.
Okay, sure. That's 2 in an honourable mention. I am going to go... Oh, now I've got to pick 2. The first one I'm going to pick is Vanessa being very pleased to show off the diversity of the school. Because that's so out of touch in so many ways. The fact that she said it to Felice, that she said it in that way. The fact that... And Listen, I have worked in a school where there's been one person of colour in the whole school and everyone's gone, let's sell ourselves on diversity. And I'm like,
Let's not.
one black person does not a diverse environment make.
No.
So I'm going to go with that. Oh my god, there's so many others. The other one I'm going to go with is Villa and August's stupid fight. Because it was stupid.
It kind of was.
And because I can't put another thing, I can't put Simmer posting things on the internet again. Otherwise that's going to be every week, I feel, at this rate. My honourable mention, though, was Simon tickling Villa while he's bench pressing.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. What's your moment of crowning glory?
Not for the reason it's not a moment of crowning glory per se, but I think it was the best moment.
Mm-hmm.
It was that moment of silence between the girls, and then, you are really, really beautiful. That's not what I meant.
Okay.
I just think that was a really, really powerful moment.
I'm going to go really cute again, and I'm going to go with Vilmon being tender at the piano when they were just having really cute moments at the piano together. I like them being comfortable together and settled into being together. It's been a long time coming. But it will also, again, make an honourable mention to just the idyllic lakeside camping scenes with I Do by JANA in the background, because that was just lovely. Let's go finally then for a royal rating out of 10 for this episode.
I am going to go with an 8.
Is it?
I really liked the wider conversations that this episode brought up for me. I like it when an episode makes me think.
Doesn't happen often.
Well, yeah.
I'm going for 8.5.
Oh, you just got to be different, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I'm going for 8.5. I thought it was a nice episode. There was nothing massive in it, but it's just a good old episode 2, getting us into things, building it. There were some lovely scenes. There was some lovely tenderness between the two of them. There was a lot of foundation building for, I think, what might be to come. It was just a nice episode, and I enjoyed it. And some of the music was great.
There was really good music this
episode. So there we are. Good. Right. Next week, we're going to get into season 3, episode 3.
3-3.
Of Young Royals. Yeah, 3-3.
3-3 baguette.
Yeah, once we finish episode 3, we'll be halfway through the final season of Young Royals.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. So that's exciting, isn't it? But also, gosh, we're getting ever so close to Heartstopper Forever coming out. And that's exciting too. In fact, it will come out before we've got to the end of season 3. But we simply can't wait. So be prepared that we'll need a week or so to record the first episode about Heartstopper Forever. So, be prepared for that. But as soon as possible, we will get into Heartstopper Forever. We will pause Young Royals so we can talk Heartstopper Forever, because that's important.
Yeah.
So just be prepared for that, but more on that as we get closer to it. But yeah, next week we'll be back for Young Royals Season 3, Episode 3. Keep coming with your conversation points on our Facebook group, on Insta at Heartstopper Podcast. We'll see you next week. In the meantime, take care, stay safe, and goodbye.
Don't stop, go, get it,